It's Underwood Stakes Day on Sunday. Sunday because of the grand final being on Saturday. Underwood Stakes Day, is that going to be a guide to the Caulfield Cup? It's presented by www.horseracingaustralia.info, and our spring analysis is available now, just $295 for 4 weeks. And I'm Garry Robinson, and I'll show you how I'm going about the Underwood Stakes. You might be a little bit surprised, but we got him beat last time. Let's see what happens this week. Okie doke. So it's Caulfield race 7 on Sunday. It's at 4 o'clock. All the footy's just about over, except for the NRL, which will be kicking off in a couple of hours after that. And hopefully there'll be some money to follow up. And we're going to have a look at this race in detail. And for example, we're going to start from the bottom. Bonneville. Look at all those gateposts there. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. She's a absolutely wonderful mare. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so just come over here, and it bolted in the Oaks here by 4.5 lengths. That was on the 8th of April, and then came up first up on the 9th of September, and it won that quite easily. What we can see here, though, is that it was not that great a run. Obviously, I would think because of the horses that are in it, perhaps. But when you look at this, the last 600 was running 37.2, and the overall time of 97.33 was way below par for a race of this quality. So, yes, look, there are some horses and mares, they just win no matter what happens. Sometimes it's because they're against inferior opposition. Sometimes it's because they can just keep going for the entire race when others fall by the wayside. That's what happens. When we have a look now at Hartnell, one of the other good horses in the race, and I think the problem is there's a 7-year-old now. He's still going very well, but we correctly assessed on the 16th of September that he would find it difficult to win, and he was second, beaten 3.5 lengths by Humidor, which went particularly well. So I'm going to risk Hartnell again, and as I said, he's 7-year-old, and yes, he should be able to win this race. But will he when he's being prepared for the longer distances? That's another question. If we have a look at Samovari, yes, a 4-year-old mare, but look, Bonneville's a 4-year-old mare and is very short in the market. But if we look at Samovari, have a look at the rating for this last race behind Harlem, and she was 4th at a turn, finished second, and just couldn't overcome Harlem, which flew down the outside to win. But Samovari was on the pace all the way, and look at the time they ran. 1:20.43, a very good time, and a very good rating, a career high rating for us. On another method here, I've got a 61.5, which is also very good. And you ask yourself, why wouldn't you back that horse each way when the place price, if it runs a place, well, assuming it does, is greater than win price for Hartnell? We also have Abbey Marie, which finished 5th in the same race, ran rather steadily throughout the race. Also, you might notice that the last 600 was running at 35.4. I reckon that the winner would have run that in a sub 34. So it was a very good race altogether. Single Gaze is an interesting runner. Has had 2 runs from a spell. If we look back here, at Doomben on the 10th of June, I ran second, only beaten 3 lengths, and came up with a rating of 66.5. That was a career peak for that horse, even though going back to February last year, ran a 65 at Randwick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to recommend we back Samovari on an each way basis. Is probably the best way to attack this race. These horses can win, of course. Blackheart Bart, once again, it's still racing well. It only rated a 54.2 behind Humidor over the 1600 start before that. The time was good, but lower than what it has been in the past, and is obviously not going as well as had been last time in. And once again, could it be because it's getting to be a 7-year-old and a little bit older, that makes it that little bit more difficult? Anything happens still. Sometimes these horses do get better over distance as they get older, and maybe that's what Blackheart Bard is looking for. Anyway, I'm sticking to Samovari as my main bet in this race, and I'm going to get a good return win or place. I'm assuming that there will be at least 8 starters when I say that. I provide an assessment on all of the Group 1 races over the carnival, and that includes all group races in Sydney and Melbourne. So for the weekend, we start our group summary with Moonee Valley on the Friday night. On Saturday, it's the Randwick Epsom meeting, and surprisingly at that meeting we have a 66-1 chance, which we think may even win. Okay, you can follow up by going to our website, clicking the store. When you click the store, you'll be able to choose on selection services, and to get the next 4 weeks of the Spring Carnival assessed for you for just $295. And our supporters last week made a hell of a lot more than that. Good luck, and thanks for watching.